Israel has confirmed that its soldiers are operating from near the Al-Shifa hospital, which is the biggest hospital in the Gaza Strip. In fact, thousands of people who had their homes bombed have taken refuge inside the premises of the Al-Shifa hospital. And the area has been hit by an Israeli bomb just moments ago, in which at least about one person was killed and several others have been injured. Now, this has come as the death toll in Gaza has surpassed the 11,000 mark in a span of a month. And earlier in the day, Israel had confirmed that it will implement what have been described as 4-hour military humanitarian pauses in areas of the northern part of Gaza every day. The provision of daily pauses in fighting, which was first announced by the Americans, will allow for civilians to flee from the embattled region. Pay attention to the word. It is to allow people to flee from their homes. Now, the 4-hour window will be tactical and local pauses in fighting, which will allow for humanitarian aid to reach the people. The first humanitarian pause is, of course, expected today, but so far it has not been announced and it's already evening. The United States has said that Israel is committed to announcing each 4-hour window at least 3 hours in advance. The pauses are also expected to allow for the potential release of captives that Hamas is currently holding. It will also allow foreign and dual nationals to get out of the Gaza Strip. And the United Nations has said that any humanitarian pauses should be done in coordination with the intergovernmental body to be effective. But critics and analysts have in fact called the US announcement as nothing but a distraction. They say that the discourse around humanitarian pauses is simply meaningless, and it only shows as to how unable or perhaps how unwilling the Biden administration has been to put pressure on the state of Israel to end this horrific onslaught. Because remember, it is the Americans who are giving the weapons to the Israelis, which are later being dropped on the Palestinians in Gaza. Many people are also saying that the US announcement has fallen short of what is needed by the people of Gaza at this moment. All right, now to give us more insights in terms of what, of course, is happening in the Gaza Strip at this moment and what these humanitarian 4-hour pauses actually even mean, by Mr. Omar Barghouti, who's a prominent Palestinian human rights defender and the co-founder of the Boycott, Divest and Sanctions movement. Now, Mr. Barghouti, this is something that was in the works in the aftermath of the hectic diplomatic efforts which the Americans claim that they have carried out. And the Israelis reportedly have agreed for what they describe as 4-hour tactical military pauses. What does it even mean for the people in Gaza?
Well, before I talk about what it means to Palestinians in Gaza, let me cite a very senior former UN official who said, quote, "4-hour pauses between massacres are not humanitarian. They are merely managed ethnic cleansing. Saying to caged victims, go ahead, I'll give you a head start before I come to kill you again, is a cruel and cynical charade," he said, "for which the perpetrators must be held to account." This is a ploy to distract from what's going on the ground. The US-Israeli axis is committing a televised genocide against the Palestinian people, 2.3 million Palestinians in the occupied, besieged Gaza Strip. This is not a matter of opinion. Major human rights organizations, UN experts, Israeli experts on the Holocaust and the studies of genocide have said this is a textbook case of genocide. Professor Raz Segal, a very prominent Israeli Holocaust and genocide studies scholar, said it's a genocide. So there's an attempt by the US and the Israeli propaganda machine to distract from what's happening. The onslaught of killing Palestinians in their homes, hospitals, destruction of universities, bakeries, water reservoirs, solar panels, just destroy hospitals, destroying everything to make life impossible. This is the very definition of genocide, especially that the intent to destroy is very, very clear.
Right.
Israeli leaders, from the prime minister to the war minister to others, openly dehumanize Palestinians, saying we must erase them, eradicate them, treat them like human animals, and so on and so forth.
Absolutely indeed, Mr. Barghouti. Thank you very much indeed, sir, for joining us with that perspective there.
Thank you.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.